go.
Well, I parked my car at the other end of the trail and hiked the 2 kilometers to the trailhead. I'm hiking into Lumsden Lake, and I'm hoping to do the trail in 7 nights, 8 days, with the first night here being the travel day to Lumsden Lake. I started late this afternoon and only had about 6 kilometers to my first campsite, but it is a sweet spot. It's got my camp set up, and I have my supper rehydrating, and I got my bear bag to hang up still, but it's starting to rain, so I'll probably hunker down here. And I have all my food for the week in my bear bag and an extra Ziploc bag that I can keep all my snacks and lunch and that in the front of my pack. I do have an extra day's worth of food, so 9 days. I did reserve a campsite right near the trailhead, near where my vehicle's parked, in case it's really late when I come out and I don't have to drive the 10 hours home in the middle of the night. But I am planning on leaving mid-afternoon on my last day. But I'll tell you, 9-day food carry, that is super duper heavy. The longest food carry I've ever done before was 7 days. And every other trip has been shorter, or I was able to mail myself a resupply box. So, you know, normally if you can send yourself a resupply box and you can get to a town or something, that's great, but not back here in the backcountry.
It's 5 o'clock in the morning. It's raining. It's supposed to rain, I think, until about noon. I had a pretty rough night. I didn't sleep very well. This tent pad is on an angle. But it's gonna be a wet one. Trying to get the nerve to go get my bear bag to get some coffee on. There was wolves howling last night, or coyotes, and there was a whippoorwill in a tree not far that was overly excited and happy. But it's gonna be a good day despite the rain.
Just hiking out of camp this morning. The rocks are slippery because it's still drizzling out. So it's slow going to make sure I don't fall. It was slow going too, getting ready this morning and getting out of camp. The mosquitoes were swarming all between my fly and the netting in my inside tent. Wow. They were like bouncing off. There's a little bit of a breeze now, so at least it's a bit nicer. I gotta cross this sunken bridge. Get across up there. Wish me luck. Well, just after approaching that creek, I was trying to work my way down towards it to try and find out the best place to cross. And the rocks were like a skating rink, all slippery, and I went ass first into the water, my backpack. I'm fine, but that is actually why whenever you go to cross water, always under your hip belt and your sternum strap, because that way you could always slip out of your pack if you need to. I'm hiking up the Pig, as it's affectionately called, which is the steepest portage here in Killarney Park, just over 1,300 meters in length. It's not bad going with a backpack, but I could imagine carrying a canoe. I just passed the turnoff for Topaz Lake, and I think I'm maybe 2 hours from my campsite, so it'll be an early day. Today's hike was easy going, and was about 12.5 kilometers from Lumsden Lake to Kirk's Creek. Well, I finished all my camp chores, have my tent set up, filtered my water, and I just need to finish eating and hang my bear bag, and then I'll turn in for the night. Hopefully get a good night's rest and make my way to the Three Narrows tomorrow, because after the Three Narrows, the trail should start getting really beautiful and a little bit more challenging. I'm just getting my first glimpses of La Cloche mountain range. That's where I'm headed. I'm just getting my first glimpses of La Cloche mountain range. That's where I'm headed. Well, didn't record too much today. I'm trying to conserve some of my batteries because my power bank needs to not only charge my batteries for the camera, but also my phone that has my GPS and downloaded maps. So I'm not going to film quite as much, at least not until I get to the good spots. Although I did hit a hole in a root system in a tree and took a tumble and strained my ankle a little bit. It's not too bad, but I'm going to hike about 5-6 kilometers to the site that I have reserved, and then I'll play it by ear in the morning. I could still bail out, but tomorrow is when we start up towards Moose Pass to hit La Cloche. Fingers crossed. But the bugs aren't quite as bad today, and the rain stopped and the sun peeked out for a few minutes, so it's a good day. Today was pretty cruisy for what it was, about 16.3 kilometers. I'm going to rest my ankle tonight, and hopefully I'll be able to continue my hike tomorrow. This is the final bailout point, so hopefully I can manage that. On my way to the Three Narrows. They're trying to get in. It was actually cool. The spot had such a nice breeze. When I set up, hoping that the bugs wouldn't be bad, and no, they're horrible. Anyway. Well, I was contemplating bailing out because of my ankle. It's still really sore. But I have it taped, and when I'm moving it's fine, so I made the call to keep going. Fingers crossed. But today is basically all climbing. But this is where, if you look, let's see here. That point right there is where I was camped last night. camera just doesn't pick up how beautiful and large everything is. She's a steep. Oh yeah. Slow and steady, sitting on your butt half the time, kind of reaching down. But we're almost at the waterfall we have to climb up. And the trail goes right up the side of this waterfall. Isn't that beautiful? Things like this that make it all worthwhile.
Hiked from the Three Narrows to Site 32 at Shigaug Lake today. It was about 11.9 kilometers. There were some tough climbs and some rock scrambling, but the views are pretty epic once you get to the top. It was like something out of The Hobbit with the white quartzite tops.
Well, I made it to Site 32 on Shigaug Lake. The terrain was really rough today. Hiked up Moose Creek to Moose Pass. Basically, it was uphill all the way. And then you hit the Quartzite Mountains, which were stunning. Just having supper soak. Went for a swim. Check this out. You can see that through the camera. This is clear aqua blue. You can see the bottom. My tent set up in a strange, odd angle up there. Very odd. Everything is sloped, so I have no choice. Tonight, we're having buffalo Alfredo chicken pasta. This stuff is a new creation. It is awesome. So tomorrow, it's a shorter day, technically, but it'll probably take the same amount of time. There's going to be a lot of hills, and then there should be a ridge walk. So hopefully should save some time there. My ankle is wrapped. I've been soaking it in the water. It did really well today, despite how I felt this morning. This morning, I almost bailed. I almost turned around and walked out. It would have taken probably about 18 hours at a good pace to try and get out of here. But when I reached the top of my trail to my campsite last night, it was about a half a kilometer uphill walk this morning to meet the main trail junction, and my foot felt really good. So I noticed certain movements, there's pain, and I've had it wrapped, so I've been putting it in water and elevating it periodically, but I'm in it now for the long haul. So You always got to make these decisions based on how you feel. You can't have somebody else tell you what to do that way. But it's one of those things that, you know, it can really make or break your trip, especially if you need search and rescue. Anyway, I'm gonna eat and then I'm gonna crash. It has been a long uphill battle day, and just gonna enjoy this beautiful breeze. For once, this is the first time I've been at a campsite that the bugs aren't eating me alive right now. They're worse up top, but right now I'm just enjoying this before I hide in my tent.